Hi Sean, this is a really quick video and it's about how you can do automation. It is so simple that this video won't be very long at all. All you have to do is you just arm the track that you want for automation. So to do that, I'm going to just do a fade in for the music. I'm just going to go to the bottom of the particular lane where it says auto off. We want to turn onto one of these. If you turn it onto write, it's going to write the data only, but it won't play it back. If you put it onto latch or touch, it will automatically write it and play it back when it comes to play it back. They just react slightly differently, and I'll go into detail on that, but for now, latch is the ideal one. Read will just read whatever you've written, so if you want to do it separate process, you can write it first and then turn it on when you want it to read. I'm going to use latch because it's automated, and I'm going to take it down to the very lowest bottom there, and then I'm just going to simply press play. You don't even have to press record. So I'll press play and start to raise the fader. There you go. And then when you go to the beginning and play it back, there's the fader moving by itself. Simple as that. And that's it. If you wanted to manually edit this, you just click on this little button here. You can see up the top there, it's called Show Automation, and it will show the automation for that. Let's just expand this so you can see what's going on. Inside here, where it's got this automation, it's exactly the same duplicate as here. So if you turn off the latch to read or off or anything like that, it automatically updates it to here. This is to protect the data, you could say, in case you accidentally messed with the controller. And you've got a colour. Again, you just got lovely options here. You can just change the colour, and you can even select different automations that you may have already made. So if you've made loads of different changes, you have a little list of different automations, and you better select them and see this here. What you can also do is you can go in here and you can select an area that, for instance, of automation, and then you can just hit delete, and it will delete all those automations between there. You've got the ability to move these knots, you can see there, and you can add as many as you want. And then in between each knot you've got this little curve mode, so you can just create so it's more smoother of a curve when it's doing its automation. You can double click on a knot and it will delete that knot, so that you've just got one knot from one value to the next, like that. You can see there, you can just makes it more of a smoother fade in and out kind of in its progression. You can also add knots manually. You just click once, add another knot, and then you can move that knot. Double click deletes it. You can add a knot anywhere along the line there, and there you go. So what you're doing is you're doing the manually edit one. Now when it comes to Reason, you have to select a different tool to do all of this, whereas in Reason Studio when you don't, you can simply go to up the further part of the area where you've got your crosshair, so you can do selections with your crosshair, or the lower end, see the lower part there where it automatically changes. That's the whole beauty about it, is it automatically changes the cursor or the tool when you go up near the knot, which is fantastic. If you wanted to move a knot in a particular direction, let's say you wanted to move the knot just up and down, but you didn't want to accidentally move it to the side, let's say you wanted to adjust its value, say in this particular case the vocals was right there, you wanted to move it up and you was moving all over the place, what you have to do is just hold down the control key, and what it do is it allow you to move that knot directly up in its position, and it will stop you from moving side to side. The shift key I think does this actually. Now the shift key is the opposite. The shift key will keep the value, but it will move it in its position from left to right. So the control key will lock it to constrain it to move up and down, and the shift key constrains it to left and right. So how cool is that? That's really nice, the way to do that. If you wanted to do this for effects, it's no different. I'm just going to do one more just to really iterate on this. I'm going to use the pan, so I'm just going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to arm it again because it's not armed. We're doing it on the music at the moment, and we're just going to go to latch, This time we're just going to mess with the pan. So I'm going to start the pan off in the middle and then just move it side to side. Let's press play, move the pan side to side. Then back to the beginning again. Right. Now, if you go up to the automation area, you can see the volume still selected. All you have to do is just go and select the pan. And there it is. Now you can see the automation just for the pan. You can turn off your automation view to see your waveform again at any time. By pressing this button, you're back to the wave, and there's your automation. This is brilliant because you're able to see the automation over the top of your wave, so you can get precise timing. So this is really, really nice. And then of course we're going to turn that off. For adding effects and stuff like that, or automating effects, I'm just going to go and add an effect very quickly on the insert. Let's just do it here. It doesn't matter what it is because it's all the same. It works the same for all of them. So I'm going to choose something like a chorus for this, and I've added it. All you have to do is go to the plugin itself, where it says auto off at the top left. You just select latch. All the other options, read and write separately. So latch is armed it already. You just go back to the beginning of the track or where you want to start off, and then you can just bring it in. It's simple as that. It really is simple as that. So I'm just going to play this, and then I'm just going to mess with some of these controls. As you can see there, it automated the controls, and then when you go to that particular track, you can see there it's automatically selected it a delay for the chorus. You can see it's so easy. If you want to do this for the vocals, it's no different. You can just go, say for instance, to the reverb, and you can adjust the size. Yeah, so that's just there's the wet and dry there. I think that's the wet and dry. We can start off with it completely down like that, and then just press play. As long as you've got it turned on, which I haven't, onto latch, press play. It's going to start playing, and then we're going to just bring it in. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest. There you go. And when you play this back, it's going to suddenly have reverb just on that part. You fill up my senses. There you go. There's the automation. Perfect. And it's simple as that. You can pretty much do absolutely anything in there. That's most of the controls are automated. I don't know where it's for automation. Remember, you can go in there, you can select what type of automation that you've done on your track. We just started to do that on the vocal track. We'll just change the colour, just more clarity. You can change the automation colour, which I think is really, really nifty. That's just really, really good. And there you go. Reverb mix. And now you know what you're dealing with. That's so cool. I don't want all of these knots in there. I'm deleting all of these additional knots. I'm going to look to see if there's any additional options for this, so that you can simplify a curve, and can in reason. It takes away unneeded knots, but still maintains the same shape. There's a knot up there. There we go. There you go, look at that.